Otome time. Hello everybody and welcome to My Vow to My Liege. I really don't know anything about this game at all, but just look at this art. Look at it. Yeah. I'm also aware that this was made in China, just like Genshin. So, I am going to first look at the configuration, see if there's anything I need to change. All looks good. Alright, so let's start. Ooh, it has an operational guide too. Not to worry, I'm a master of visual novels. Oh, you can drag the screen to adjust the size. I know that it's made for a 4:3 resolution, but it's actually slightly taller than that. So that's why I'm using my 16:9 resolution screen. Sorry, guys. I see. Only the prologue and first 4 chapters. Okay. I should have checked this before. But this is very important. So, if you want the full game... Of course, I take the sacred vow with ye too. In a time of myths and legends, under the mandate of heaven, King Wu overthrew the corrupt King Yu and started the Zhou dynasty of peace and prosperity. The good king secretly created the Golden Script to communicate with the gods and the demons. He took a sacred vow with the heavens in exchange for the divine right to rule. His government would be one with virtue. Using the Golden Script, he carved this vow into a large bronze vessel, the Ding of Virtue. The vow and the Ding were passed down through generations of kings until it came into the hands of the corrupt King Ping, who broke the vow and lost the Ding. The secret existence of the Golden Script then came to light, and the peace and prosperity of the Zhou dynasty started to wane as the land broke into smaller warring states. A time of chaos and turmoil had returned as countries prepared for yet another war. Oh man, I was worried that was going to keep on scrolling up. Sorry for the auctioneer talk, everybody. Alright, so our name is going to be Ji Tengyu, with the nickname of Ayu. Is this randomized? Oh no, this is just to return to the default. I wonder if this is one of those games where if you stick with the default, then it's voiced. Well, just to keep with the setting this time, not that I cared for London Detective Mysteria, I'm going to keep our name. Nice to meet you, Tengyu. Yeah, thank you for the game. In a time of legends and a land of wars, the destiny of a great kingdom falls on the shoulders of a young girl. She is fated to ascend the throne of... Oh, that's not us! I like long hair. Oh, I like white hair. Ponytail. That's a nice top. Which of these shall I get friendly with? Oh, I'm cute. Is that a love interest? Or is that us? Oh no! A bad ending. Hi, Biblio! Do any of these stats catch your eye? I'm going for the center boy. Here to defend the Viking love hunter. Yay, thank you! For this game, we can only stream the prologue and first 4 chapters, but I am going to have a good time. The darkening skies that foretell the coming of impending rain feel suffocating. An island shrouded in mist stands in the middle of Lake Tai. In the heart of this island, on an altar, stands 2 banners with faded golden lines. Around them stand a group of motionless priestesses on ground that has been tainted red with blood. Oh dear. Did something happen? Oh, is that a summoning circle? Before a large rectangle bronze ding, the head priest and head priestess lead a liturgical procession headed by my royal father, Helu, and all members of his household, including my brothers and I. Oh, so we're royalty! Oh, I didn't expect that. Everyone here is well aware that this autumn's offering ceremony is anything but usual. Are we doing a human sacrifice? We will soon be executing the dragon god that our country has worshipped for generations. Rest in peace, Zhongli. Fu Chai, my third brother, who is standing next to me, keeps shivering with fear. Even though he is a year older than me, his lack of courage is alarming. Hey! I'm sure that killing a dragon is a very traumatic experience. I clench the jade fish amulet that Yi Guang lent to me for protection as I steel myself. Yi Guang, the son of the head priest and priestess. They're married? Oh, good for them! Explode! Is currently east of Lake Tai on Tiger Hill, tending to the magical array that is set up there to seal the god. If we fail to execute the dragon god here, we will be able to seal him on Tiger Hill. The Shi family does indeed live up to their reputation for being the most formidable priests and priestesses in the Ng Kingdom. My father, the king, takes the incense from the head priest and bows reverently to the sacred ding. Even though we are far away from the Tiger Hill, you can see the smoke rising from its fiery beacon, a sign that Yi Guang is ready to seal off the god. There's no way for my father to withdraw from this battle.
龙神只能辅助，今日一事，关乎吴国社稷，寡人不能败。
A sense of resolution can be seen on my father's expression. I take a deep breath, only to have my senses assaulted by the stench of rotten fish, which makes it hard to breathe. The putrid soil, withered reeds, and the smell of blood. Is the dragon here? And it didn't even brush its teeth before coming? Pull yourself together, Teng Yu. You are, after all, the royal princess of Ng, I quietly tell myself. Although Yi Guang and I are both 14 years old, he's already shouldering so many responsibilities, while I still have so much room to improve. The autumn offering ritual is beginning. The priestesses start their ritual chants. Like the smoke from a burning incense, the sound of their chanting drifts away on the wind towards the lake. The head priest and priestess start dancing to the chants. Their long sleeves trail gracefully behind them, like the wings of a white crane taking flight, or the fins of a fish in water. Yi Guang, your parents are hot. This is my first time seeing the sacred, transcending fish dance. I am entranced. Fu Chai gently tugs at my sleeve to make me realize that our two older brothers have already walked forwards, reached into the ding, and are now placing something onto their lips. It's blood! Oh dear! Staring at the red viscous liquid in the bronze ding, I feel a sense of dreaded apprehension in the pit of my stomach. Dad, is this supposed to happen? I quickly touch some of the blood to my lips. That strange greasy feeling still lingers on my fingertips. We summon the power of heaven to slay the dragon god, to be a shining example of virtue. Together with the crowd, I start to chant the words of our vow with a troubled heart. We don't get what the rest of that said. I hope you guys got it at least. Slaying a god, what an insane notion. Hi, Han! We're slaying a dragon god? We are a princess and we got blood on our lips and we're here to slay a dragon god? This seems like a very stressful time. As we chant, bits of golden light float out of my father's body to merge with the golden beam of light that is emitting from the center of the bronze ding. Oh, jeez! Looking at myself and my three older brothers, it seems that we are in the same transcendental state as our father. As the head priest and priestess dance, the banners start to flutter in the wind. Hi, Tuxedoji! I hope the Dragon King's hot. So do I. What did I miss? Our childhood friend's parents are hot. The golden beam pierces the dark clouds, breaking them apart to reveal a clear, bright autumn sky. A black arrow flies through the sky and lands at my father's feet. Oh. Over 100 black-robed priests surround the altar. The one who appears to be leading them is the previous head priest, Maid Xian. Didn't he defect to another country many years ago? Oh, so it's a cove situation, but with more dragon murder. We're here to break a vow with a dragon that this country used to worship? Because if we don't, then he'll destroy this nation. Seems pretty stressful.
无耻合驴，竟敢背叛历代巫王和龙神结下的神盟！
姬无成仁德通天道，岂可再屈从此等鬼神妖物？
Without any hesitation, my father draws out his sword. At the altar, the black and white figures intertwine in the chaos to create a third color, red. That's right, voice acting! One by one, young priestesses start falling to the men in the black robes, their beautiful face... oh geez, this is... This isn't a very romantic atmosphere, is it? As blood flows like water into the lake, I can hear rumbling sounds coming from all four corners of the lake, like that of a monster leaping out of the water. Oh geez, oh geez, oh geez, oh geez. This is the first time that I've ever laid eyes on the dragon god. This gigantic white creature is beautiful, yet terrifying. I stand motionlessly, unable to take my gaze off the creature. As I stand before this absolute power, I feel so insignificant, it feels like an offense. I am caught off guard when the head priestess pulls me away and into the bosoms of my older brothers, before calling forth her magical swords of water. They miss me by the skin of my teeth as they fly towards the dragon god and pierce them. Yeah, that's our childhood friend's mom. Maid Xian shoots us a malicious glare.
今日，就让你们见识见识真正的神威！
Oh, gee! Jeez. Yeah, that head priest there was our childhood friend's dad. Oh, geez, oh, geez. He gives a long whistle, summoning tall columns of muddy water from the lake. In an instant, they rush at the head priest and my brothers, and all who are there to safeguard us.
诬陷!
Is this going to end with us dying and getting isekai'd? My father gives a roar of anguish that resounds in all directions as the phrase, "We failed to kill the dragon god," shrills repeatedly in my ears.
河驴，你的子嗣巨王，你死之前就好好品味品味这等绝望的滋味吧。
My brothers! My nameless... No, wait, one of them had a name. My mostly nameless and definitely faceless brothers! The dead bodies of my brothers are suspended by columns of brackish water. That is morbid! Oh! Oh! Trying hard to contain her grief, the head priestess calls forth an ice blade that pierces through the sacred ding. In my state of semi-consciousness, I hear her call out.
请你还，唯我令，转阵为锋。
This is very violent! A bright white light emits out from the belly of the thing and transforms into a large ferocious tiger. It pins down the head of the dragon inside the vessel and shatters it into tiny pieces. Oh boy! Wait, does it mean the head or the vessel? Oh, it's the head. That terrifying dragon, like a dying fish, lies on the altar, twitching weakly and helplessly. Its colossal body quickly disintegrates, giving off the strong stink of rotten fish.
神君！
Oh. Yingguang is going to be devastated. All of a sudden, Maid Xian furiously stabs a short blade into the back of the head priestess, and with that, the white tiger suddenly disappears. I stare mindlessly at the sacred thing as it gives off its last bit of golden light before absorbing the body of the dragon inside of it. Mei Xian, like a madman, pounces towards it. Dad! From behind. Oh my god! Oh, that is the possessed voice. His head exploded. Droplets of his blood turned into blades? My mind goes blank. The blades of blood fall short, less than a few inches away, as I unconsciously clutch the amulet with only one name on my lips. Yi Guang. My childhood friend. Is that the main love interest? That was the prologue. Okay, I'll do 10 bicep curls each arm. What? 2. Gotta become strong to slay the dragon god. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I love otome romance, right? Oh, Fu Chai? Isn't that our brother?
少君，
Ah? Chen Feng, is that you?
少君，您刚刚一直在抑郁。
Wait a second, wasn't our brother dead? Are we impersonating our brother? My chest. The sacred seal that is on my chest is hurting terribly again. Otome romance of the 3 kingdoms? You know it! Get strong so you can suplex the dragon next time. Good idea. It hurts to the point that I can't even cry out. With trembling hands, I search for the thing that I need so desperately. My love. Where is it? Where could it be?
少君，鱼在这里。
I press the amulet to my chest as its icy coldness slowly eases the pain until it completely fades away. I wish that an amulet would heal my heartbreak. The pain is now replaced by a feeling of intense abhorrence. This vile sacred seal on my chest is proof of my detestable connection to the dragon god. Even now, with that monster sealed up on Tiger Hill, the vow that puts me in this situation has yet to be broken. This torturous pain that flares up whenever and wherever has caused me a lot of misery.
还未到5更。
When my loyal guard sees my pale and exhausted expression, he gently continues to wipe away my cold sweat. Although he and I are long used to these situations, what feels real out of place is the dream that I just had. It felt so real. We? Is that a royal we? Or are we plural? We just dreamt about the incident that happened 5 years ago, so we're 19 now.
我在这里陪着你。
I give a bitter laugh. Chen Feng's loyalty is unquestionable, but we both know that this burden is mine alone to bear. Chen Feng, do you think that there's a problem with the seal? Could that be why the former king and our older siblings have entered our dreams, urging us to break the sacred vow as soon as possible? So our dad is super dead.
只是因为先王忌日将近。
Oh, Dad. Is that so?
施家咒力强大，余玉尚且能用，何况是凝结全族心血的封神阵？
Blood, sweat, and tears. Flesh and blood is more like it. Now, help us bathe and change our clothes. So, probably the royal we then. I mean, I guess we are the next, what's the monarch?
少君，昨日之事让你心忧至此，还是休朝为好。
What happened yesterday? Are you saying that we are unable to handle that pesky envoy from Qi?
臣风不敢。
Oh, he's a third-person person? Change our clothes. Qianfeng assists me as I walk up to the throne. Luckily, the curtains are closed so no one can see how helpless their king is. We're the king! Prime Minister, tell us, what is on today's agenda? Prime Minister?
启禀大王，武相国今日并未上朝。
Why? Is he ill?
武相国昨日还精神奕奕地与臣争论，何病之有啊？
I wonder if there's a specific name for a death anniversary like there is for birthdays in English or Chinese? That's a good question. Then, does Minister Bo know the reason for the Prime Minister's absence?
这个臣不知。
Well, other than the death anniversary of his father and brothers, Wu Zishu has never missed a day of court. He comes in early every day to organize his reports and documents. This is why the other ministers have taken to calling him Prime Minister of the Fourth Watch behind his back. I have no idea what that means. Is this like a pun in translation? But now, it is already near the end of the Fifth Watch. Is that like the hour? I look towards Qianfeng. He nods his head in acknowledgement and quietly takes his leave.
浩浩无都，竟然把相国都丢了，也难怪找不回敝国的小小史官了。
The royal court is full of snakes. Hi, James and Stardust. That's right, it's Freya time. You just missed so much bloodshed.
公孙乙，你区区一个齐国使臣，怎能随意闯进吴国朝堂？
They look the same.
是你们大王允诺，我可在姑苏城内外寻找我国失踪的随臣。大王，难道您这吴公不在姑苏城内吗？
巧言令色。
Boys, there's no need to fight. Your king has two hands. We understand that you have your duties to carry out, and that is why we have already sent our guards to search outside the city and the surrounding villages. So please do not worry. E is just the Earth-type Bo P.
大王休要用这话打发我。史官明明就是在虎丘山下遭遇歹人失踪的，为何不准我等上山寻人？
Oh, because Tiger Hill is dangerous, huh?
虎丘乃是吴国先王陵墓，岂能容你们这些外人造次？
Why are they yelling? Please no raising your voice in the royal court.
既然是陵墓重地，怎么还会遇上蒙面歹徒呢？
少来咄咄逼人，礼道何存？
I may be 19 years old, but I'm still the most powerful person in this kingdom.
怕是你们吴国失礼在先。我公诚心诚意要与吴国结为兄弟之邦，才来与大王商议联姻之事。
Marriage? Oh, so we have a fiancé, huh? Or, well, they tried to send us a fiancé.
没想到大王模棱两可，就这么一天天吊着我们。
Well, I would have to see the girl first. I'm pretty sure that there's no female love interest in this actually, but apparently we are disguised as our younger brother?
如今救人之事又推三阻四，这难道是你们吴国特有的待客之礼不成？
其使再三失礼于大王与吴国，大王还要忍到什么时候？
Gongsun Yi, are you threatening us?
不敢，只是心中存疑，还望大王解惑。
We also hope that you understand that when the envoys of Qi were granted an audience, we had no knowledge of the aforementioned archival officer. Maybe our fiancé is also cross-dressing? And now he would slight our kingdom's ally just to look for someone as insignificant as him. We have treated you and your men as distinguished guests, fed you the same food as we eat, and have even ignored the fact that you have intruded on our court. Well, wait, who is this guy? Yet you scorn and humiliate us in front of all our ministers and officers. How dare you, Gongsun Yi? Before I can finish my sentence, everyone in the room has their hands on the hilt of their swords. Gongsun Yi and his men take a few steps back in alarm. Gongsun Yi recollects himself and bows to me with a hand-on-hand salute. Is there anywhere that has a... Ah, glossary! There it is, that's what we were looking for. Yeah, that's the cauldron. This is our kingdom. Oh, so it was real. So this really is a historical sort of otome game. Gusu is the capital. Qi. Is that like the Qi dynasty, Qi? Ah, yeah, we are using the royal we. This is straight up wuxia. I mean, wuxia requires, like, magic sort of swordplay, right? Wait a second, we already saw magic swordplay. Oh my god, you're right, it's wuxia. The what? We have a slave? Oh, cool. So every newborn baby of the clan will be given a unique piece of jade amulet with 2 fish carved on it. Oh, can also be given as a love token? That's adorable. And these are the 4... I forget what they're called, but they're sacred creatures. Hand-on-hand salute. The form of etiquette that was practiced by the aristocrats in China. These were part of the rites of the Zhou's court. Taking a sippy. And was practiced by the feudal lords of the spring and autumn period, in various degrees according to their social status. The hand-on-hand salute is one of the most basic forms of etiquette. It is mostly used when host and guests greet each other. As a foreign envoy from Qi. Oh, he's the envoy! Wait, so who is the envoy that we were talking to yesterday? Gongsun Yi would do a hand-on-hand salute with a bow when addressing Fuchai. People of similar status can also use it when they greet each other. For example, Fuchai's imperial tutor, Wu Zishu, and Fuchai's childhood friend, Yi Guan, also use this casual form of etiquette. The most formal form of greeting is a kowtow salute. Ah, yeah, kowtow. That's like when you do the full forehead press to the floor, right? This is done when a subordinate addresses their lord. Go Jian being Chai's slave. We have a slave. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. And this is the fish dance we saw in the prologue. Yeah, it's like putting a baseball in the glove before throwing.
是外臣失礼了。师宗史官乃我世教，盼大王宽宏大度，不计我情急之过。然而，联姻事关两国邦交，若不能完成我宫交代给我的任务，还要让我宫蒙羞。 倒真不如一死谢罪。
Or slapping one's fist threateningly, just casual like. Oh! Not sure if you guys heard that, but I just did a wrist slappy. Fist slappy. Fine. It is only natural that your heart would be troubled when such situations arise. Just when the ministers are about to protest in anger, I raise my hand to stop them. It is pointless to allow this argument to become personal, and for us to become the laughingstock of the kingdom. Mr. Gongsun, in admiration for your loyalty, we will let you off this one time. But next time, we hope that you will be more discerning over what is more important.
多谢大王。
Actually, it is not that we are unwilling to marry your kingdom's princess, nor are we trying to make things difficult for you. It has yet to be 3 years since the former king died, and we had hoped to review the marriage proposal after his approaching death anniversary. Yeah, I recognize it from Lucia. So I take it that you're gonna buy this game yourself, Tuxedoji? Because I am not going to be streaming the full game. That would go against the terms of service. Please rest at the guest house for the next 2 days while we personally go to Tiger Hill to find your missing officer.
既然吴王承诺，外臣回去便是。但2日后若还不能见到人，外臣就不得不亲自上山寻人了。
Good luck not getting murdered by the Dragon God. Men, send Mr. Gongsun back to the guest house and attend to his every need. I heave a sigh of relief as I see Gongsun Yi leave. My body crumples involuntarily where I sit. It's already on my wish list? Yeah. A pair of familiar hands steady me as a calm voice drifts to my ears.
上朝前，有白衣侍童拜访相国府，之后相国便随他匆匆出城了。
Suspicious. In white. Could it be someone from the temple on Tiger Hill? Is there news?
相国确实是向城北而去。
Oh! For the envoy of Qi to cause such an uproar over such a lowly official, we are afraid that there is more than meets the eye to this simple, diplomatic relationship. Qianfeng, bring us back to our chamber to change our clothes. We want to look for the Prime Minister personally.
No. 少君的中衣都已湿透，还是留在宫里休息为妥。
With how many layers royalty wears, I am not surprised. If our clothes are wet, then all we need to do is change into dry ones. Help us change our clothes. That's us! And that's our cursed mark! I spread my arms in front of the mirror to reveal a pale, thin body with hard lines and scars from years of practicing martial arts. We're buff? Ah, you can have buff and have titties. No, protagonist. That's better. Oh, protag! I am neither a princess nor a king. I am a monster.
吴国有了少君，才得以延续。
You're doing amazing, sweetie. Is that so? Then, why do I have to be humiliated like I was today, and keep wasting my energy on Gongsun Yi? Oh, we're not even using the royal we anymore. We're just using I. Oh. Only a man can continue the family name. Oh. Oh no, I love us so much. So do I. As long as I keep pretending to be a man, the kingdom of Ng can continue on for generations to come. And the other kingdoms would not dare trample on mine.
少君为王，不逊色于世间任何男儿。
Really? Maybe so. But people are superficial, and would rather have a monster than a woman as their king.
少君何苦这么轻贱自己？
Why, when he loves us so much? Myself. I no longer have a sense of self. Perhaps we will need to take a wife and sons in a few months' time. Oh. Back to the royal we. Look, she even took on her younger brother's... not younger... Wait, yes, younger brother's name. Qianfeng, Do you think that the sacred seal on my chest has changed a bit of its color? Qianfeng, do you want to take a close look at my chest? Just really get in there?
臣没有细看过。
Forget it. Once it turns completely black, our death will be imminent.
使臣们已从各地寻来神器，积少成多，定能破除神盟。
Those are fakes just like us.
大王，
Up! What is it?
相国派人送的信来。
Oh, good of him to give us notice. Qianfeng quickly steps out of the room, only to return with a tightly rolled up piece of cloth. Read.
寂渺生变，速来虎丘。
No need to tell us twice. That was the plan. The Prime Minister has good foresight. He knew that we would go search for him.
恳请少君多保重，派陈峰去见相国吧。
Nope. This is urgent. Prepare the carriage. The late coming spring grows grasses and trees lusciously green. Overhead, the orioles sing, while winsome villagers tender shoots bring. Oh, is this a poem? I cannot admire this beautiful scenery before me. Even though Qianfeng did not prevent me from leaving the palace, I take a revitalizing pill just to be safe. Yeah, let's just rely on drugs. The bitter taste that fills my mouth serves as a constant reminder that I need to protect this broken body. Suddenly, Qianfeng clutches the hilt of his sword. Do you see something, boy? What is wrong?
守灵人的屋子那边围着士兵。
Let's take a look. Are those our soldiers?
大王，
It's ours. Has something happened over here? Isn't that a JoJo?
武相国令我们在此看管守灵人勾践，他是杀人嫌犯。
Ooh. Murder. Ooh, sounds spicy. Murder means that someone is dead. You don't say! Hang on, I'm taking a screenshot of this. Okay. For Wu Zishu to be so anxious, could the victim be the missing archival officer from the Kingdom of Qi? Or... As I push aside the soldier to go into the caretaker's hut, I hear a loud cry come from within.
是谁？
Hearing the familiar voice, my mind, foggy from the medication, this is why you don't take drugs, kids, suddenly becomes clear. Sometimes people die when they are killed, just occasionally. I cannot go in as the king of Ng.
相国有令，不准和任何人交谈。
Is that our childhood friend?
任何人？难道兵大哥你不是人吗？
他娘的！
Oh, no! I hear the muffled sound of a heavy force hitting soft flesh. Don't! Stop. Everything goes silent inside the house. Although I do not want to rush headfirst into things, I cannot sit idly and do nothing, right? People perish when they are slain. Until we have all the details, no one is to treat the suspect so harshly. Innocent until proven guilty. That's my new law.
诺，
The sound of galloping horses grows louder and louder behind me. Oh! I turn around to see a pair of fierce, majestic eyes looking right at me. A white-haired man reins in his horse and looks down at me from its back. Prime Minister? Oh, that's our Prime Minister. You know, I was worried that the Prime Minister would be a lot older than us, but actually I can roll with this. Yeah, I think that I like his sprite a lot, compared to the opening movie. I'm not sure why, maybe it's just the stern vibe. Hello. Wu Zishu greets me casually with a hand-on-hand salute. I wanna be emperor! He takes a slanted, sidelong glance at the crude stone house where Go Jian is being held. Isn't that our slave?
都到这时候了，少君还有心顾念那只白眼狼吗？
You heard us. Go Jian is still the king of Yue after all. Let's not go overboard. What? Hang on, let me go back to the... Yep, the King of Yue. After a decade-long feud. That's right, we have a hostage. Succeeded the throne, and then our king, the dad, launched an attack. Oh, that was where Dad died about a year ago. No, wait, not a year ago, though this is the anniversary, so at least 3 years ago. Huh. Oh, okay, so he's only a slave for 3 years. Okay, so we're only denying his personhood for 3 years. Good to know, good to know. Why?
他既已入吾为奴，就应该安守本分。
Oh god, is he a love interest? Wu Zishu hardens his expression and throws me unceremoniously onto the back of his horse. Oh my, treating us so roughly already? Oh, Prime Minister, this is going so fast.
陈峰，跟上。
Okay, Chen Feng can come along too. The zoom. Wu Zishu starts out in a gallop as he heads to the temple at the top of the hill. He stretches out his thick arms to hold me firmly by the waist, without the slightest intention of slowing down. It's okay. You can go faster. Although he has always done as he likes, he would never let me come to any harm. I secretly let out a sigh as I lean my body up against his. The faint, disgusting stink of rotten fish wafts by. The dragon. I then notice that Wu Zishu's hand is stained with dried blood. That's not good. Are you hurt?
这是大柱的血。
That's not much better. Is that the reason why you left the city at dawn today?
大柱派人通知臣，有几位黑衣覆面的贼人闯入了祭庙禁地，臣不得已先行赶往祭庙，没能及时告知少君。
Is he okay? Men dressed in black. Could it be?
正是巫显一党的余孽。5年前，先王和臣将吴国各地的龙神信徒剿灭殆尽，已经很久没听到他们的消息了。
Oh, that is brutal.
如今，他们竟敢大摇大摆地侵入虎丘禁地，恐怕是为了被封印在内的龙神而来。
How did the intruders get past the guards on Tiger Hill and into the Forbidden Temple? What did the head priest say?
臣还在调查，大柱他受伤了。
Well, as long as he's safe. Because the head priest is probably the son of the former head priest and priestesses, right? Yi Guang. I feel a sharp pain in my chest as I recall the aftermath of the failed attempt to execute the dragon god, as well as the nightmare that I had this morning. Oh, come to think of it, does Yi Guang know our true identity? Oh. The smell of blood is getting stronger as we get closer to the temple. Because, if they're family and, maybe if they took a break from each other, then maybe Yi Guang thinks that, we, the protagonists, were slain in the attempted slaying of the dragon god? And maybe he believes us when we say that we're our brother? Oh, that would be tragic. Wu Zishu is a babe. Pass it on. Lying in front of the temple gates, next to some trees, are 2 corpses covered in hay. Chanfeng parts the hay to look underneath it. One of the men is dressed all in black, and the other is just another warrior. The tattoos on the face of the men in black look almost identical to the sacred seal on my chest.
少君.
Oh? An elegant and delicate-looking youth steps out of the temple. It is the head priest, Zheng Dan. Oh, so it's not Yi Guang. The linen that is wrapped around his wrist shows traces of blood. You dress a lot differently from the former head priest, but, I can respect that style. And besides, like I said, that is a good top. I could see this guy in Fire Emblem. He notices the direction of my gaze.
小伤，不碍事的，让少君担心了。
Where is the centurion who was on duty last night? We need to punish him for neglecting his duties.
那群歹人是龙神信徒，善用妖法，又是半夜侵入，也难怪守卫们没有察觉。
Oh, his voice is really good though. A group?
有3个。凌晨时，我听到庙外传来一声凄厉尖叫，怕是什么鬼魅之物，便亲自出来查看。
That sure is an outfit. It sure is.
没想到，看到3位黑衣人，在围攻一位少年和一位武士。
A teenager? Was it the warrior lying over there? I am so glad I am bi. Same.
正是。武士当时为保护少年，已经受了致命伤。歹人们听到动静就要逃跑，被我拦住了。
Even if you can use magic, the odds of winning 3 against 1, especially with hostages to consider, are not good.
少君教训的是，只是当时也没想那么多。等我击杀了其中1个，才发现他们的来头。本打算留个活口，反倒被他们钻了空子。剩下2个人带着那少年逃跑了。
Oh dear.
大柱说那2人都受了伤，其中1个伤了腹部，还比较重。臣已经派人去追寻他们的踪迹了。
相国想得周到。这等血腥之事，我不想惊扰少君，才派人找来了相国。没想到相国给我说了齐国史官失踪一事。
Sanguinary, is that like related to blood?
那武士的打扮与吴国士兵的不同，臣妄自揣测，被挟持的少年便是昨日失踪的齐国史官，武士是他的护卫。
I keep forgetting that teenagers were considered adults way back. You really should not put teenagers in charge of... I carefully examined the warrior's armor to find that it is as Uzi Shu says. I have to admit, his powers of observation and deduction are very keen. These people must be the villains that Gong Sun Yi spoke of. Leaving aside the reason why they would kidnap someone from Qi, if they are trying to infiltrate the Forbidden Temple, they must be attempting to undo the spell that has sealed the Dragon God.
我查看过陵墓附近，倒没有什么异状。
We would still feel better if we could see it for ourselves. Prime Minister, we want you to chase down the 2 intruders and rescue the archival officer.
臣会亲自去寻。
Chen Feng, we want you to help the Prime Minister.
诺。
Prime Minister, when you get back, we would like more details on why you think the King of Yue murdered someone.
诺。
There is a clear pond behind my royal father, Helu's dedicated hall. Beside the pond is the hidden entrance to where the Dragon God is sealed. Looking at the sacred seal engraved on the stone tablet surrounding the pond, I involuntarily clutch the clothes covering my chest. The beautiful and magnificent pattern depicts the endless dark abyss that has swallowed up the countless souls of Ying's kings. I too am 1 step away from that abyss. I hope it doesn't come off as disrespectful, but I keep hearing Mr. Wu's name as Woozy Shu.
剑池没有入侵痕迹，又需少君和我协力才能开启。逆贼就算进到这里，也只能干瞪眼。
Maybe that's why they brought 3 of themselves? We know that you have always been a cautious person, and so we are not just worried about what happened outside of the sword pond, but also over the chief culprit who is locked up inside.
查验风阵总是妥当些。
I make a small cut on my finger with a dagger and press the bloody tip against the seal engraved at the entrance. The same seal at the bottom of the pond starts to give off a faint red light. Zhangdan casts a spell that magically drains the pond. Ooh! When the seal turns completely red, the bottom of the stone pond transforms into 2 doors that slide apart to reveal a flight of steps leading downwards. I take a deep breath smell the faint stink of rotten fish. Again! We are going to be smelling a lot of rotten fish during this game. I am unsure if the smell is coming from the outside of the temple, or from my memory of that terrible experience that happened 5 years ago. We follow the steps down and enter a spacious hall at the bottom. This is a naturally formed cave. In the middle is an altar that was carved out of the cave itself. The walls are covered with spells that glow a faint fluorescent blue. 3,000 sacred swords that give off a cold blue light are staked into the ground around the altar in a tight formation. In the middle of the altar sits a large bronze vessel, the Ding of Virtue. That is a lot of swords though, oh my god! And all of them are sacred? Yo. This brings to mind the nightmare from earlier on. It makes the image of the dragon having its head crushed in the square vessel seem all too real.
自从5年前德鼎封了龙神惊魂后，就一直散发着怨恨之气。加上池底阴寒，少君不能在这里耽搁太久。
Sure, we just want to take a look before we leave. This is so cool.
那我来为少君引路。
Zhengdan writes a spell in the air. The swords that were staked into the ground around the altar part to form a very narrow pathway. I approach the square ding and stroke it softly. This is the most sane in Otome. Not only does the ding hold the resentment and hatred of the dragon god, it also holds that of my own feelings and those who have died. I walk halfway around the ding and am suddenly struck by something unusual on its surface. Is there more blood in there? Head priest, can the ding be damaged by outside forces?
德鼎是天子与天道结盟时所入的盟书，有神力相护，历经100年依然如新，不会轻易破损。
Look over here.
这是。
Oh, we both turn pale as we touch the crack on the ding. Oh, we are in danger. So, either something very much not heavenly has harmed it, or the ding was stolen and replaced. Although it is very thin crack, it spans the entire belly of the ding, and its edges are turning black. So, my guess is probably something unholy going on. Your nation will crumble, families will be torn apart. Everything you treasure will turn to ash and dust.
少君，
This is not good, head priest. The sacred seal in our chest was acting up again this morning.
难怪少君气色不佳。
If it hadn't been for that, we would not have come to the bottom of this pond. The followers of the dragon god are active right now, and this crack. Head priest, is the dragon god going to break free? Zhengdan clutches my cold, clammy hands tightly. An unfamiliar, terrifying stillness descends upon us.
少君莫要吓唬自己。封神阵本来就是权宜之计，靠德鼎神力维持，经年累月，德鼎肯定有所损耗。我们只要抓紧时间，找到能诛灭龙神惊魂的神器，大定也就能功成身退了。
Gotta find something. For the past 5 years, the former king and us have tirelessly searched for such an artifact, but have yet to find neither hide nor hair of one.
这座德鼎，也是先王屡次伐楚，流了多少血，破了多少城，千辛万苦才从楚国国都寻来。神器如果都那么容易被找到，还能叫神器吗？
For the entirety of his life, the former king thought of nothing but of how to execute the dragon god, and he fought bloody battles to break the sacred vow. So how could we forget his unfulfilled wish so easily? I tenderly stroke the crack as my father's final moments come to mind all too vividly.
子胥，寡人的3个儿子都在太湖被龙神杀了。
Zishu knows who we are.
这2年来，他都借着老三夫差的名义，由你教导。如今，寡人大限将至，这神蒙印也传到了他身上。
Prime Minister Wu knows.
如 果顺利过了继位这关，即可为腾玉秘密举办婚礼。
To who？
寻找神器、破神盟和延续吴国血脉这2件事，都不能耽误。
Dad。
姬无祖先被龙神欺骗，代代无王都被逼以自身魂魄为祭品。
Hi Thief。
总有些族人总觉得，只要满足他，就能永保安宁。
We're flashing back to when our dad died, after giving us a slave.
真是太蠢，阿玉，只有你能继承寡人的志向，子胥会帮你排除一切障碍。
Didn't his head get... Oh, no, he removed the... Mage Xian's head. His head was fine for a couple more years to come.
记住，只有用血把我们自己的命运夺回来，才叫天之正道。一无忘仇，誓破神盟。
We will not forget our revenge, and we swear to break this sacred vow. No matter what, we cannot allow the dragon god to escape and become a blight on the people of this kingdom.
我明白，但我曾听一言，施家曾是吴越第一武，倾尽全族之力才勉强封印住龙神的精魂。我们更要谨慎小心才是。
Is the Shi clan extinct? Oh, good. That explains why Wu Xian had his head explode. So, even if we worry ourselves to death over this whole affair, it will be all for naught.
虽然急，却到不了那个地步。
Zengdan raises his eyebrows as his facial features finally relax. I don't know if he's trying to reassure me or if he is confident that everything will be well. We will persist in looking for a sacred artifact, while we continue to rely on you to stabilize the sealing spell.
诺。不过，希望少君还答应我一件事。
What is it?
尽量少叹气，叹气呢，会将运气吹跑的。
Oh, look at this charmer. Zhangdan puts a finger to the corner of his lips as he gives me a sly smile. I can't help but nod my head. I feel a sharp stabbing pain in my chest, and I wonder if it's because of the cold that I feel from being at the bottom of the pond.
少君，大柱。
Hi, Woozy. Have you found him?
臣与陈峰分头行动，山北没有发现。臣已经派人增援陈峰了。
I want to
相国，
smooch too.
等少君坐下来再说吧。来人，给少君端碗热汤来。
少君，你们在池底耽搁了那么久，是不是出了什么事？
Those are state secrets, fella. There is a long crack on the sacred ding. We don't know if it is the doing of the dragon god's followers or if the sealing spell is wearing out.
臣以为剑池于德鼎难破，仅凭3个信徒还不足以成事。
Is the Prime Minister trying to suggest that the dragon god's followers did not come here to break the sealing spell?
我同意相国所言，破阵礼仪秘密行事，又何必绑架齐人，惹出那么大的动静呢？啊，莫非绑架齐国史官？
有可能。先王当年曾捕杀信徒，捣毁龙神庙，仅存的余孽肯定对姬无恨之入骨。绑架齐国史官，或许是为了报复。
Just a sec. Right. camera. What? Help! Help! My camera. Okay. Wouldn't it be easier to assassinate us instead?
虽然直接，却不是最有效的方式。
Wu Zishu raises his eyes to look at me, expecting me to infer what he means by the most effective way. Oh, is it that they want us and the Qi Kingdom to go to war? After pondering over it for a while, the cold that the hot soup had rid me of is slowly starting to creep up from my feet. Taking someone from Qi hostage and forcing us to open the way to the Sword Pond would enable the Dragon God to escape, which would destroy Gusu immediately.
如果胁迫不成，也可杀掉骑士，破坏齐吴联盟。齐军夫人是鲁国人，若再与晋国联合，
好狠辣的诡计！
We want you to find the perpetrators, even if you have to dig 6 feet under to do it. The spilled blood of my father and brothers must be repaid with blood. You know, I think that the protagonist might need a little bit of help. Wu Zishu and Zheng Dan raise their hands to make a pledge when suddenly the doors are pushed open as Chen Feng hurries in.
少君，在妙南的养和界发现余孽踪迹。
Promising. Good. We will personally go and cut off their heads. Off with their heads.
你的身体。
We are fine. But to be on the safe side, we would like to rely on you to safeguard the temple.
No.
Oh, look at those cranes. From a quiet spring flows forth a tranquil stream. A few white cranes feed leisurely by its side. Gazing at the peaceful scenery, one might not think of the bloodshed that had happened here just a night ago. She's been through some stuff, she sure has.
少君，看那里。
这血迹还相当新，十有八九是余孽留下的。
How ingenious of them to use the stream to escape. Any traces of them would be washed away.
虎丘不大，山下又有守兵，现在还有满山的人在搜寻，躲到山林里很不明智。
Where does the crane stream lead to?
北经野河流向揽月湖，南则流入姑苏城的外河。
陈峰调查过血迹周围，余孽大概已经兵分两路。
There are many mountains around Moon Lake, so it would be easy to hide there. But the river outside of Gusu is very busy with boats coming to and fro, so it would be easy to escape there as well. Prime Minister, Chen Feng, which direction do you think they would have most likely taken?
逆贼既然已经受伤，单打独斗反而会增加自己的风险，不如藏木于林，混迹在普通国人中间，乘船离开姑苏。
揽月湖。
Our first decision? Sorry, you are very pretty, but he has white hair, and he's buff, and he's buff, and he's buff. The river outside of Gusu is at the foot of this hill. Even with the hostage, it would be easy for the insurgents to escape from there. Since it is already noon, we are afraid.
不必担心，陈今早下令封锁山脚时，也扣住了途经虎丘的所有船只。
Good. The Prime Minister has already taken action, so we will depart immediately for the river outside of Gusu. Chen Feng, take some men south with you. Do not hesitate to kill anyone who is acting suspiciously, even if they seem to be acting as the bait. Oh, that is brutal!
No.
Wu Zishu and I take a carriage down the mountain. Although it is more comfortable, it is also slower. The more I think about the situation with the archival officer, the angrier I get. Prime Minister, can't we go any faster?
臣已经派了重兵看守，龙神信徒不可能逃跑，也没机会伤人。
I was wondering if this is an otake or just a VN. I like the little dip that the sprites do, so do I. Yeah, this is definitely an otome game. I found it in the otome category. And there's no way that Steam would lie to me, right? Right? So, the reason you are so calm right now is because you already knew that the followers of the Dragon God would appear? Oh god, I'm just remembering Nekopara Boy's side. The betrayal.
同是祭祀龙神的巫祝，少君可知道巫贤和施家夫妇的区别？
We remember that they had served us for over 100 years, but Mage Xian did a lot of things in secret, such as prioritizing the Dragon God first and the King's orders second. Towards the end, he even defied the orders of the King.
正是。当年先王妃王僚自立，以王僚为傀儡的巫贤便召集了不满之人。
So that is why all the followers hated the former king and made a contract with the Dragon God that was impossible to back out of.
对，余党一定会千方百计保存实力，蛰伏到可以复仇的时候。当年臣剿灭他们时，便已有这个准备了。
They hate us and we hate them. We will not forget the shame that we had to live with all these years.
少君不忘此仇，足以告慰先王。
Yeah, very comforting. Maybe he's not the best for us after all. But Dad trusted him a lot. It feels like he's going to pat me on the head like he used to when I was a child. Huh? But with the turn of my head, everything goes back to normal. I mean, the game part, Nekopara, was definitely an otome VN. No. And I don't think it truly counts as a game. I mean, I think that visual novels count as games. It's like, even though it's only a choice of which boy you are pursuing, it is still a choice. It does still affect the ending. It's like the same as a choose-your-own-adventure book, which I would also classify as a game. It's the otome that I have trouble with. Otome I consider a game where you play as a female protagonist and pursue 2 or more male love interests. With the Nekopara cafe thing, what's it called? Nekopara Catboy Paradise. That didn't have outright love in it. There were hints of it, but it was never actually any closure. So that would be Josei Muke, not Otome. Josei Muke games are not justice. It feels like... Yeah, give me a head pat. But with a turn of my head, everything goes back to normal. What? Let yourself be head pat.
到了，就在那里。
I turn to see where Wu Zishu is pointing. Lined along the bank are boats of various sizes, their captains kneeling at the bow of their individual ships. Wu Zishu follows behind me as I slowly walk by the first boat. If I wasn't used to him, I would be like the captains of these boats, trembling at the aura of his murderous intent. Oh, that's hot. An old boat catches our attention. It is blackened with dirt. The captain has also prostrated himself so low that you can see a pile of dirty sails bunched up in a clump behind him. Although there is nothing special about it, something doesn't seem quite right. Inspect the clump!
里面还有其他人吗？
Wu Zishu suddenly walks up and onto the boat. His voice is deep, and his speech slow, causing all who hear it to feel a deep sense of threat. However, the captain does not even lift his head. I suddenly realize the danger and discreetly pull out my sword. While the rest of the detained captains are watching us with great interest, only this boat's captain fails to move a muscle. Ho! VN to me implies game, but doesn't necessitate it. You can have a VN with no choices. Those are called kinetic novels. By my possibly very incorrect definition. Yeah, kinetic novels. And I also know that sound novels exist. For example, those would be Higurashi or Umineko, but I'm not clear what the difference is between a sound novel and a visual novel.
答话。
I've also never actually played any of the Higurashi or Umineko games, so I don't know if they have choices in them. I know that they have very convoluted stories, at least. The captain then leaps up abruptly. Wu Zishu is ready for it, and with a wave of his sword, he cuts down the man. The body of the captain falls into the water. After a moment of stunned silence, all the captains who witnessed it suddenly go into an uproar. Wu Zishu lifts up the dirty clump of sail, and underneath it lies a hidden comatose youth. I knew it! The youth is wearing simple clothes, but they are more refined than a commoner's. He has thin shoulders, a slender waist, and a face that is no larger than my palm. Is that a baby? Rather than a delicate youth, it might be more convincing to say that he is a girl who had just turned 15. This must be the archival officer from the Kingdom of Qi. Wu Zishu shoots me a look that tells me to stop talking. Revealing such secrets would only bring more trouble. I approach the unconscious girl and watch her breathe steadily. She doesn't appear to be injured, but her hands are clutching something tightly to her chest. Ooh, ceremonial sword. She is clutching a dagger under her sleeves. The guard of the dagger is covered with the intricate design of a bird with precious stones for eyes. It is very beautiful. Do you know who else is beautiful? It's you! Oh, Prime Minister, did you see that? I don't think swords are supposed to do that. I think it's mostly a semantic difference, to be honest. If I recall correctly, Ryukishi uses sound novel mostly because a lot of the atmosphere of these games comes from the BGMs and the sound effects. So it's because he considers the appeal to be more about the sound than the visuals. Makes sense.
这把短剑不是俗物，可以好好调查。
I wasn't talking about that. An uncomfortable feeling washes over me. Drop the dagger! I reach out to take the inauspicious dagger away from the girl, but when I touch it... Up! My chest.
少君!
It hurts so badly. Oop! Chapter 2. Where am I? Is this another dream? Oh, the voice is bouncing between my right and left ears. Yo, this is cool. That was tight as heck. My chest is hurting so much. When I extend my hand over my chest, it feels as if the pain were transferring into my fingertips. The pain, I'm scared. I try to cry out only to produce a hoarse, hissing sound, like my throat is filled with torn cotton batting. The bones that have been exposed to the air quickly blackens and crumble to pieces. My body finally decomposes and slowly turns into dust that is carried away by the wind. I am not Fuchai. I am Tengyu.
你是叛盟者，不过可惜啊，凡人是不可能不敢生命的。
Yeah, this visual novel is a lot more metal than I expected. In despair, I hug my broken body tightly. If I cry now, would tears or blood or my eyeballs fall out? This is a lot more visceral than I expected. What is this that is breaking through the darkness? It's the jade fish? Then I hear a familiar song. It instantly transports me back to a time from my childhood. There, my fears, pain, and despair disappear. At the edges of my consciousness, A large, pale green fish swims by as the song seems to trail behind it. I watch it swish its tail, and a certain youth almost comes to mind. Childhood friend? What does my childhood friend look like? In my hazy memories, he is happily singing the all-too-familiar children's song. I stare at him quietly, fearing that my memory of him will disappear if I interrupt him. Why are the years of one's childhood shorter than those of a beautiful dream? The youth gives me a cheerful smile. He says, my throat is dry and my eyes are sore, as the feeling begins to return to my fingertips. It seems like my nightmare is over. The lights outside are burning bright, and it appears that night has fallen upon us.
少君醒了。
Where am I? Qianfeng holds me up by my shoulders, and a wet cloth falls from my forehead.
相国说，少君在河边昏倒后就发起了烧，所以他将您和那名齐国史官都带到了鸡庙别院。
Did you manage to capture the other rebel?
在蓝月湖边的一处山洞外找到了，不过他打算鱼死网破，已被陈封斩杀。
Good. As long as he returned to us unharmed, then all is well. I need to go and see that officer from Qi. Give me my change of clothes.
诺。
It is strange that you're not stopping me.
怕少君不喜。
Are you afraid of displeasing me? The last time you made me so angry was when you finished all the treats given to me by the kingdom of Yue. Even after doing that, your expression remained so impassive. Wow, I'm surprised we didn't execute him for that.
陈封得为少君试毒。
All of them. You did not have to eat all of them just to test them for poison.
每块点心都不一样，无法区分。
Oh, how noble of you and how petty of me.
越国点心挺好吃的。
Hey.
少君，我为您系上鱼玉吧。
It is only then that I noticed I've been clutching onto the jade fish this whole time. I hand it over to Qianfeng with a sigh. I had another nightmare just now. It was a good thing that I have this jade amulet.
要是遗光还在就更好了，他肯定能彻底驱走那些噩梦。
Where did Yiguang go?
不让少君为病痛所苦。
Where is he? He is cute. While Qianfeng fastens the jade amulet to my belt, he suddenly stills his hands, and a hint of vexation falls over his usually calm demeanor. Yes, how nice it would be if Yiguang were here? My heart aches at the thought as I change the subject. Is he dead? Aren't I alive and well right now?
都是陈封无能，连替您受苦都做不到。
Thank you. The fact that you're willing to shoulder my burdens has made me very happy. After all, if you were not here, there would be no one else to whom I could complain.
少君，
But please try to control your appetite a little bit more next time. At the very least, leave me half a bite of the treats to try.
诺。
I burst out laughing when I hear him reply in such a serious manner, and the pain in my chest lessens a little. However, speaking of the treats from the kingdom of Yue, I hesitate a little before asking, so, were any of them poisoned after all? Do you know how the king of Yue is faring?
听说还关在守灵人小屋。
Let him out! Let him
少
out!
君，相国说齐国公孙仪现在候于正厅，少君醒来就请整理好衣冠，马上过去。
Is that a child? But if he's Yiguang? Oh, that would be a twist, wouldn't it? But then, how would he have become king? Because he's the child of a priest and priestess, after all. And they were on pretty good terms with Dad. So then, how would we be going to war? Gongsun Yi? Why is he here? Qianfeng shoots me a look that tells me that he has no idea what this could be about either. I quickly put on my headwear and rush out of the room. Just as I open the doors, I quietly whisper some instructions to Chen Feng. Go to the hut by the mausoleum and keep an eye on the guards. Make sure that they don't make things difficult for Go Jian.
No.
吴相国，你让士兵将我们挟持至此，究竟是什么意思啊？
先生带护卫深夜潜入吴国先王祭庙陵墓，我倒想知道先生什么意思。
哦，
明知故问。我们在驿馆等了1天1夜了，不但没有任何消息，大王还派士兵软禁我们。
But we agreed on 2 days. Upon hearing my voice, Gongsun Yi and Wu Zishu both stop arguing and greet me with a bow.
既然期限未到，先生何必又做出此等失礼之事呢？
Gongsun Yi's face turns red, then pales. I mean, Chen Feng, what if he changed his name? Ooh. Then, is it that we don't recognize him? That seems kind of unlikely. Or is it that we're playing along with his changed identity? Is that why there's a whole new priest? Curiouser and curiouser. If this person is so reckless and impatient that he would place himself in such a precarious position as to give Wu Zishu and I the advantage, then we have no reason to suspect he has a hidden agenda. Prime Minister, we believe you are being too harsh. After all, this is his family friend that we are talking about. Gongsun Yi has just worried himself into a frenzy.
臣向先生赔不是。不过先生连1天都等不及，这种关心程度，也实在异于常人啊。
公事随臣，私事事交，岂能不急？
Yeah, but we just got him to... Wait a second, have we brought him back yet? Are you sure?
大王此话何意？
You barged into our court, and yet we defended you from your own ministers, and even promised to find your friend within 2 days. We did all these things because we admire your loyalty to your friend and to your king. However, as soon as our backs were turned, you tried sneaking into the Forbidden Temple. Have you no regard for us?
大王，这是在藐视君威啊！
Oh, he looks very excited about high treason.
外臣绝无此意。
Enough. It is clear that you, Gongsun Yi, are mocking us. We will be writing a letter to your king, and you can forget about saving your lowly officer. When he hears how serious my tone of voice is and sees my stern expression, Gongsun Yi prostrates himself on the ground with a loud thud. His voice quivers as he speaks.
求大王务必救回齐军爱妹少江。
Oh, the king's sister! Oh, the truth come out. It's a girl after all. The girl on the boat. What? That child is our...
女公子听说要嫁到吴国，便吵着要见吴王一面。齐军向来宠溺小妹，哪经得住他软磨硬泡，同意他扮作男子，随外臣来吴国。
Oh, so that's why the followers of the dragon god tried to kidnap her. Ooh.
没想到，没想到。
Oh yeah, if we send you back now, then your head is totally gonna get chopped off. This is ridiculous. Told you our fiancé was cross-dressing.
大王，外臣真的不是故意激怒您。如果不能带女公子安全返回齐国的话，外臣罪该万死啊！
Fine. Since Xiaojiang is our bride-to-be, how can we stand by and do nothing? Rest assured, we shall do our best to find her. Oh, so we're accepting the proposal. Shakespeare gets more and more excited. We are the Tempest now.
歹徒只是将人挟持，必定有所求。女公子性命应该无忧。齐国使团在异国他乡行事也不方便，不如安心交给我们秘密查访，以免打草惊蛇。
相国所言不无道理，但那毕竟是女公子。齐军若是来信催促，我又该怎么交代呢？
You lie. You lie like a dog. Although we cannot guarantee that we will find the princess immediately, we will send someone to investigate this matter right away, and we'll give you an update in 2 days. Didn't we find her already?
我就算掘地3尺，也会将女公子平安带回来的。天也快亮了，我这就备车将先生送回驿馆休息。今天上虎丘之事，还望先生暂时保密。
外臣明白，就拜托大王了。
Gong Sun-yi bows deeply before turning around and walking away despondently. I don't believe he has any other option but to trust us with this matter. After Wu Zishu sends Gong Sun-yi out the door, he turns around and pulls me into an empty room. Right now? We're really doing this? Oh?
少君，相国。
那少女还没醒吗？
Zhengdan frowns and shakes his head while pointing towards a soft couch. The young girl we saved yesterday is still sleeping, but her complexion looks even worse than before. Her lips have turned dark purple and she appears to be in pain. Sounds like a curse! Why is she still holding on to the dagger? This time I'm sure it's not just me. This dagger is giving me a bad feeling. Could it be the cause of Xiaojiang's current predicament? Ever watched Ganymede? Rosalind, in her disguise as the eponymous male Ganymede, ends up roped into disguising himself as Rosalind. Oh, that sounds amazing.
少君别动。
A black shadow pounces out of blade as Wu Zishu pulls me behind him in the blink of an eye. Ah, that is super cursed. The horrid thing is like a mist that gives off the smell of dead bodies. Oh, not dead fish for once. Nice. With shocking speed, and before we can react, it closes the distance between us with a whoosh. Just when we are about to be swallowed up by the black mist, it suddenly stops, as if hitting an invisible wall, then disappears. Wu Zishu and Zhengdan are both wearing serious expressions. I guess what just happened was not my imagination. Bill Shakespeare is in Bach, an actually good writer. Putting the whoosh in wuxia. What exactly is that dagger?
恐怕是愿州的媒介。这少女到现在还昏睡不醒，是因为中了咒术。
I mean, you're a priest, so you can exorcise this, right?
致命吗？
就像慢性毒药，钝刀杀人。少君切勿再动那把短剑，否则可能也被咒术缠上。
You can cure it, right? Is the head priest even able to break this curse?
我试过了，这咒术很是怨毒，以3重命为代价，恐怕连施法者都天命了，凭我一人无法相敌。
Dang, we should have kept those black-robed people alive. Why are they casting such malicious curses on innocent people? Worried, I look at Xiaojiang. This young girl is going to die in her prime simply because she was curious about her husband-to-be. Head priest, her expression seems to have become peaceful.
好像有什么力量驱散了邪气。莫非是刚刚保护少君的微光？
The light? Dad? Light. I glance at the jade fish on my waist to see it looking the same as usual. If anything can protect us from this curse, it would be this jade amulet.
少君，那玉佩可否借我一看？
Yes. Once Zhengdan has his hands on the jade fish, his face lights up with understanding.
难怪，这块玉里有很强大的巫力，肯定是他驱散了邪气。
Oh, so do we still need lives for this? Before he died, this was given to us by our childhood friend, Shi Yiguang. Our childhood friend is dead. It had saved our life once before, during the sacrificial ritual. Yiguang.
施遗光。啊，就是施家大主夫妇的那个天才儿子啊！我在成为郑家家主之前，可是常听到他的大名呢。
That's right, he was your senpai. When I hear him talk about Yi Guang so casually, I grow speechless, and can only nod my head.
余玉既然能驱逐邪气，那么大柱可用它解除这个咒术吧？
不能。刚刚我稍微一试，他将我的巫力弹回来了。器物有灵，想来应该是玉灵认了是一光为主，所以遵从他的命令保护少君。
Oh, but isn't Yi Guang?
可见是一光保护少君的意愿非常强烈啊。
Yi Guang. Oh God, we don't even know what he looks like.
可惜，被主人驱使，也只能被动起作用了。幸好他还有一定威力。
Like what happened just now?
没错，可不是把香果也护住了。狱中的纯净巫力可驱邪，如果少君待在这少女的身边，大概她被邪气侵蚀的时间也会变缓一些。
I see. So we stay by her side while the rest of you research ways to cure her?
难不成少君还得时时刻刻带着这孩子吗？
那倒是不必，没有解咒之法，也就只有早死和晚死几天的区别而已。
I don't know if it is Zhengdan's talk about death or my memory of Yi Guang that causes me to feel something evil spark in my heart. If only we had succeeded in killing the dragon god 5 years ago, the head priest and head priestess would still be of the Shi clan. And not only would we be able to save Xiaojiang, but we would also have nothing to worry about, would we not?
少君，
I'm suddenly made aware of what I had just said. I'm about to apologize to Zhengdan when he smiles and waves his hand dismissively.
少君说得对，施家本就是吴越第一武，就连楚国的巫野也自叹不如。少主遗光的才能，更是令巫者艳羡，就连我也未能免俗，有些嫉妒他呢。
Is he also jealous because we're in love with him?
不过，斯人已逝，我们也只能基于现实想办法了。我去准备些补气的药。
少君，
We understand. It is our fault after all.
臣以为我们是得基于现实想办法了。少将随时会死，我们得对公孙先生和齐军有个交代。
Zhengdan deserves his own anime. Even if those villains were still alive and had been handed over to the King of Qi, do you really think he would believe our incredulous explanation?
即使相信了，反倒是握住了吴国的软肋，断不可行。
We have heard that the King of Qi is a willful person, and when he went to the kingdom of Lu to take back his queen, he invaded many of its cities. If his precious sister were to die here in Ng, we do not believe he would break only our alliance. Ah, so the King of Qi is taken then.
还有一个办法。
Putting my troubled thoughts aside, I raise my downcast eyes and look at Wu Zishu. With his hands together, he throws out his arms and bends at the waist in a deep bow. Throws out his arms and bends at the waist. Ah, like
臣
a
请少
curtsy?
君诛杀越王勾践。
Excuse me? Prime Minister, do you know what you were asking? Hi! Hello, Star Griam! Hello, welcome, Star! We're playing an ultimate game, though nothing romantic has really happened. Mostly politics and bloodshed? Isn't that just the way?
少君不是想知道臣为何要扣押勾践吗？虎丘看守严密，封神镇之事也只有极少数人知道。龙神信徒知道禁区所在，还熟知水道地形，能提供这2样情报的，
This is purely the Prime Minister's speculation. Gou Jian is entirely ignorant of the Dragon God and matters regarding the seal.
这同样是少君的妄断。假如两者勾结，难道龙神信徒不会告诉勾践吗？少君不妨再想想，如果龙神信徒得逞，谁能获利最多？反之亦然。你能想到的，别人也能想到。
Wu Zishu raises his head and shoots me a look. It feels like he wants to extract a logical explanation from my confusion, and to chain up any excuse I may have for pardoning Gojian. When the king of Yue lost the war, he offered to guard the former king's mausoleum as part of his reparation, and so we agreed to pardon him. Would our honor not be in question if we went back on our word now?
少君宽恕勾践杀父之仇，已是天下罕见的美德了。如今勾践图谋不轨，害死女公子，是
No, that's not logical. The kidnappers may not have known that the victim was the Princess of Qi, and even if they wanted to start a war or even threaten us, did they really need to use such a dark spell?
这些问题肯定需要详细调查，但齐军和世人需要知道的真相，只要合乎情理就够了。少君不也说，即使抓住龙神信徒，也会被当成笑话看吗？既要赶紧送少将回国，又要阻止齐军发兵，时间紧迫，我们只能先治罪，再查证了。
Then wouldn't Gojian just be nothing but a scapegoat? Wu Zishu pauses. When he finally speaks again, his voice holds an unutterable sadness in it.
先王逝去还不满3年，血都没冷透。少君当真觉得勾践无辜吗？
Oh, he is really affected by the death of Dad. We do not know.
豺狼卧于榻下，岂能安眠？从咬死你父王的那一刻起，他就永远惦记着血的味道了。
That is making some assumptions.
少君若要贯彻先王遗志，万万不能留下后患。
Zishu, this sounds really personal. Since I cannot refute what he just said, I can only shake my head silently. I know, but I cannot do it. I wonder if the sword was meant for a cross-dressing girl. Ho-ho!
少君不说话，是另有良策了吗？
There is no better plan. Who would benefit most from it? The kingdom of would for pinning the crime on Gojian. But
那少君还犹豫什么？杀父之仇，诸神破盟，连其北上，哪桩不是身为吴王必须做的大事？难道你忘了3年前的誓言了？
But be nice to us. We are a traumatized 19-year-old king. We will not forget our revenge, and we swear to break the sacred vow.
既然不忘，就不可以以权谋私。你放弃私仇，我佩服你心胸宽广；你不愿澄清，我体谅你志向远大。但是你要对着一头恶狼心软，就是善恶不分，是非不辨。少君，勿重私情，以国为重啊！
I should say that to you too. When have we not placed the good of the kingdom before everything else? Even our life is not as important as the good of the kingdom. I punched the pillar next to me with all my might. Although others may think that I'm doing this out of personal feelings for a certain someone, the truth is I don't want history to repeat itself. A moment of weakness may lead to a lifetime of regret. The seal on the dragon god seems to be weakening, and I don't know how much longer I have left to live. However, the torment of my own guilt is as bad as the suffering the sacred seal gives to me. This matter involves 3 countries. While we will take your words into consideration, we must deliberate over the matter before coming to a decision. Wu Zishu wants to continue the discussion, but I do not wish to argue with him any further, so I turn around and refuse to look back. I step out from the royal villa with my head still spinning from our discussion. Those criticisms were like large hailstones that kept crashing unceasingly into my chest until I'd found myself breathless. I wanted him to leave us breathless in a different way. I clutch my jade fish amulet. Since this pain is not caused by the sacred seal, it only serves to comfort me. I wonder if my friend ever regretted giving this to me. Isn't kith and kin more important than the kingdom of What's kith? I laugh at myself. Given a choice between their kingdom and family, the Shi clan chose their kingdom. However, I was only left with a kingdom and nothing else.
少君，
Chen Feng, why are you not at the caretaker's hut?
我正要向少君禀报，勾践从其居所逃脱，
Oh dear. What?
相国要审问勾践，命守卫打开内室房门。没想
Do you know where he is?
不知，不过在他脱身的窗台上，钉了一根布条。
Chen Feng, we want you to hide near the crane stream. Make sure that you're able to see us talking to Gojian and that no one else can listen in on our conversation.
如果勾践要对少君不利，
It's okay. He will not. But even if he does, we still have you.
no，
A young slave stands alone by the edge of the stream. Though his clothes are worn, they are immaculate. The 3 years he has lived as a slave have not diminished any of his noble bearings. Without me realizing it, my hurried pace slows down. We finally get to see him. Our 3 years of friendship was established in this dreamlike and sandy place. I had hoped that I would not have to face the harsh reality before this land collapses. To personally destroy our sandy dreamland is one thing, but to have the tides destroy it is yet another. I mean, I know that he was staying as a slave hostage sort of situation with the understanding that it would be for only 3 years. I guess slavery was kind of different in ancient China, but this seems like very unequal friendship. Honestly speaking, what happened that year was an accident that should never have happened. Adieu? The youth turns towards me with a smile. Ah, that's him.
阿玉，你果然见到布条了。
Oh my god, he knows our name! What? He knows that we're a girl? What is our relationship with him? Are we lovers? Hi, we're not killing you. Are we having salacious relationships with him? Why? Why did you call me here?
3年前在这养鹤涧，你去捡掉到水里的玉佩，我却以为你要寻死，强行把你拽上了岸，结果被你揍了一顿。哼，我们相识的场景真是很尴尬。
Yes. Was this before Dad died?
虽然你是我唯一的知心好友，今天我却不得不让你再尴尬一回了。
Huh? Beat me up back, please. Suddenly, Gojian's expression turns serious. He faces me, gets down on his hands and knees, and bows.
罪臣勾践失礼于大王，求大王救我！
You? How long have you known that I am the What? What?
你既不是寂渺的巫祝，又带着虎贲氏自由出入附近。我不是傻子，怎么会看不出来？
What?
你身份特殊。
What? The Aha instructed the king, and Gojian was captured to serve as the slave for 3 years. Could it be that even though he was supposed to be the king's slave, he never met the king face to face? And he befriended us as a woman independently? Is there another... Is there anywhere else we have information on him? He's the only one who knew the girl us and not the king us? Oh, well, the only one that's alive. stupid stump. Oh, it's a demonic beast. Oh dear. This is the only info we have on him, huh?
"昨天你2次交代士兵宽待我，已经证实了我的猜测，所以我才冒死逃出来找你声明，我是清白的。"
If you were truly innocent, you needn't have come to me, to us, to explain yourself. Oh, to the royal we in his presence. Maybe there'll be a flashback montage later. That would help a lot.
武相国对我猜忌至深，要先斩后奏。我恐怕等不到更好的伸冤机会了。大王尽可以派人调查，勾践从未谋害过骑士。
I sentence you to trial by makeout. Whether you are innocent or not isn't important. The princess is already under a curse and will die very soon. What's worse is that she is the king of Chi's most beloved younger sister.
小妹，我明白了。所以，越王勾践便是最合适抵罪的人。
I look at him silently. It is as Uzi Shu said. If I can think of it, others have thought of it too. Hence, this is the most logical answer. Godian suddenly raises his head. He wears a determined expression, his eyes burning bright like searing flames. I'm shocked to see the look in his eyes.
越国有神医，可救齐国女公子。
Oh. I knew Xiaomei. I knew a word in Chinese. You did it, Tuxedoji. What?
之前听闻大王身体欠佳，我派人四处寻访名医，希望能表我忠心。今日正好为大王解困。
Wow. We thank you for your kind intentions, but doctors cure illnesses, and the princess suffers from a curse.
我称其为神医，正是因为他不仅医术了得，也精通神鬼咒术。
Is the doctor a love interest? You should not tell such lies, even if it means your life might be spared.
大王自然不肯轻信于我，神医难求，怎可能像这般唾手可得？大王，
Even if you are telling the truth, we are curious to know why you would go to such lengths to find him.
我
Because he loves us? Do not tell us that you are sincere about healing us. Even Ng's many ministers would not put that much effort into finding us a healer. Not to mention, you hadn't even confirmed that Ayu was the king of Ng. Because he loves us! Oh god! Oh god!
好吧，我也不瞒大王，寻医表忠心，确实只是漂亮的场面话。
It was a cover-up to prevent him from saying that he loves us. Oh no.
我留得这条命，全凭大王恩典。若还不懂得讨大王欢心，怕是朝不保夕啊。
Godian, we have to ask ourselves, when have we ever mistreated you? Even guarding the former king's mausoleum was your request.
罪臣当然知道，大王，阿玉待我甚好。可是，那又如何呢？如今，我还是得跪在大王面前，恳求您放我一条生路。
We...
难道我不该费尽心思讨好你？难道我不该抓住每一个机会，为自己的命多求一份保障？难道我不该献上稀世奇人，好叫大王记住我、赏识我？
哦，
难道寻常医者能够令人眼前一亮吗？阿玉，如果你是我，难道你不会这样做？
Maybe he's both mad and horny for us? That's the best combo. Godian gives a bitter chuckle that sounds as if there are a lot of unspeakable emotions mixed in with it. So much that I cannot meet his burning gaze. Oh no, he's also really good. How am I supposed to answer him? Although I cannot tell if he's telling me the truth, Godian has been a slave these past few years and has tasted more than his fair share of hardness and bitterness. How can I not understand his overly cautious attitude? Don't I also live through the same dilemma every day? While IU can trust her friends without question, Fu Chai cannot.
也许大王还不信我，但人为刀俎，我为鱼肉。我就算诓骗大王活过了今天，还能骗到明天后天吗？说句冒犯的话，救活了女公子，各方皆大欢喜；救不活，也坏不过如今这般状况。
That is true, but we'll have to still report back to the King of Qi on how we let his precious sister get cursed in the first place. But the longer we wait, the worse the consequences will be.
现在从水路出发，2日内绝对可以到达。如果神医说救不了，可当场斩下罪臣头颅，送到齐军面前。
Oh.
阿玉，你是吴君，所以为了吴国让我戴罪，我不怨你。只是明明有可以救回女公子的法子，却弃之不用。阿玉，你真的甘心吗？追兵来了！啊！女公子和我的命，齐国、吴国的邦交，就都在你的一念之间了。阿玉，赌赌看吧！
大胆勾践，竟敢逃狱，还挟持少君！
When I see Wu Zishu draw his sword, I know that this is the best opportunity for us to kill Go Jian. As for the crime, dead men tell no tales, so we can spin it however we please. But... is this a branch? I want to believe in Go Jian, but who should I go after? Who should... Branch! Oh God! I know, I'll put it to a vote. You know, it's about time for us to quit for the night anyway, so I'll put it to a vote. Oh God. Which is the screen cap button? What was it? F12? F11? Okay, a manual screenshot then. Save directly? Oh God. Oh, in relation. Oh, cool, we have a family tree. It's me. What does this murdered line mean? Where's Yiguang? Oh. Oh, she has a sprite too. Wait, did Dad murder the Shi clan? Dad, what the heck? Everyone is hot. That's not very nice, Dad. It sure isn't. She had it coming with a name like that. Lots of unknowns in here. And we don't see Yiguang anywhere. Oh, this has got to be Yiguang. We don't see his face here, but we are going to meet him eventually. If we go back here, then... he can only be the one in the center, right? Very interesting. Is Yiguang maybe the main love interest? Oh, I'm really curious about him. What do I do to meet him again? Sheesh. This has some really hard decisions. Like, even if I think of this as not an otome game and just a regular, like, do I choose just immediate stability or taking a chance on things? Because even though we are best friends, it's still entirely possible that he would try to escape on our journey there, right? I really, really liked this game. Yeah, so do I. Next time we finish up Chapter 2, and if we have time, probably 3 and 4 as well. And that will be it for this. Oh boy, 4 is probably going to end on the cliffhanger, isn't it? I'm really anxious. But that's a good feeling to have. I really want a harem, and oh god, me too. We're a king. We should be a loud one. Let me see. Who is available to raid at the moment? Oh, Isabella's streaming. Alright, let's go raid Isabella. Raid Isabella VTuber. My love of cutlery, combat era, Asia, romance, and hotties combined. Yeah, that's justice. Alright. Are you guys ready to raid? Oh, good night, Bloom You, and thanks for coming. Yeah. Raid time, Bad Luck Toon. Alright. We're going to raid Isabella playing Final Fantasy XIV in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raid! Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to watch me. And, as always, this has been your host, Freya Fukunaga, signing off. Bye-bye!